Tonight on Connecticut's news station, sewer worries as a bill stalls to fix the issues. We're hearing from the people most hurt and what's next for the proposal.
Also, social media dangers. How the kidnapping of one girl in our state comes as lawmakers try to keep kids safe online.
One more day until brighter, warmer, and drier days ahead. Your full forecast coming up.
And guilty of sedition.
The Justice Department will do everything in its power to defend the American people and American democracy.
We're hearing from the Attorney General after 4 Proud Boys were convicted in the deadly January 6th insurrection.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First on Fox 61, a proposal to help people across Connecticut after flooding and sewage damage isn't moving forward. Good evening, I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. Thanks for joining us here tonight at 10. That bill would have paid back people in Hartford and several other cities and towns here in Connecticut. Fox 61's Jake Garcia joining us in studio tonight with what lawmakers and people most affected had to say. Jake.
Yeah, Ben and Jen, their reaction can be summed up in 4 words: disappointed but not surprised. It's the reaction of the residents I spoke with tonight who say they want more to be done after the problems that have made a mess of their homes for quite some time. Flooding has plagued Hartford's North End for years, leading to sewage backups and property damage. A bill in the state Senate would have reimbursed residents in Hartford and several other towns across the state and provided oversight to the Metropolitan District, or MDC, which provides water to the area.
We had a proposal, right, that we're really looking at ethics reform at the MDC, and that is very important. But right now, the focus is shifting just a little bit in terms of helping folks who have been impacted by flooding, sewage overflows.
But that bill will not move forward as is.
We're looking at either an amendment or probably a larger bill. But, you know, the issues remain, and we just really need to work hard over the next 4 weeks.
Hartford residents are not happy with the latest update.
I am definitely disappointed, surprised, not particularly. Frustrated, yes.
Bridget Prince lives in Hartford and says she feels those in power have not done enough.
You see this beautiful part of Hartford? There's no sewage overflows because they fixed the 100-year-old pipes. There's no sewage overflows in the south end of Hartford on Franklin Avenue because they fixed that. So we have that evidence that it was done. So for them just to say, well, leave MDC alone, they can do whatever they want to do, that is not fair to the African American community.
The bill's co-sponsor believes they can still get this done and get homeowners the help they need.
I'm committed, and we have many other people, a growing coalition, who are determined to finally fix the flooding issues in Hartford, in West Hartford, and the rest of the MDC area. And I think we have the time and we have the will to do it.
Those living in Hartford's North End say the solution is simple.
Fix the sewage and pay the people.
And while the focus has shifted to helping residents, Prince says oversight of the MDC is still important and shouldn't be overlooked. Lawmakers are running up against the clock as Connecticut's General Assembly is set to adjourn on June 7th. In studio, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Let's get to the weather watch here. And on behalf of everyone who's watching and in the entire state, I can say we've had enough of the clouds and we've had enough of the rain.
And the sun is going to come out tomorrow.
Hope you don't mind
right?
me speaking for all of you.
A little bit tomorrow. But a lot for Saturday and Sunday. Those are the days that we really start to kind of brighten things up. But we'll take whatever we can get in the meantime, right? A couple showers that are still out there, even now as of 10 o'clock at night. I don't know why we're surprised at this point. It is a pretty much something we've become accustomed to lately. You're seeing a couple moving through Wallingford and also Middletown getting wet as well. That is also true from East Hampton down through Chester and all the way towards the Connecticut shoreline. But I think over the next hour or so, we will fully dry things out, at least for now. But then we're going to do it all over again tomorrow. Temperatures are in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. Heading towards daybreak, we'll start off with temperatures in the low 40s. And we'll see a mix of sun and clouds to begin the day. But overall, I think midday, it's very similar to today with mostly cloudy skies, the chance for a shower in spots. Some towns may stay completely dry, but others could get that brief passing shower. And we'll see highs in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. But the sun comes out on Saturday. Warmer, brighter, and drier. The trifecta. We're going to talk about it. Your full forecast coming up.
In a bit, Rachel, thank you. New at 10 tonight, a pair of fires at the Seymour Community Center causing problems for the town's budget vote. Officials say that there was a smell of smoke earlier this afternoon. Hours after the fire department came in and cleared the community center, another fire broke out, forcing them to clear out once again. Polls were kept open until 9 o'clock tonight to allow residents to cast their ballots. It's unclear how the two fires started.
New Britain police are investigating tonight after a man's body was found on Noble Street this morning. It happened right across from New Britain Fire Station number 5. Officers identified the man as 25-year-old Ronald Nelson of Stratford. The chief medical examiner says the cause of death isn't clear yet. Police say there were no obvious signs of trauma. We'll bring you updates on this case as soon as we learn more information.
In a Fox 61 follow-up tonight, we're learning more about the Massachusetts man accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl in Plainfield. 22-year-old Connor Tidd of Quincy, Massachusetts, appeared in Danielson Superior Court today. Police say they found the girl who was reported missing in his motel room back in March. Investigators say that Tidd and the girl began talking in February on an app called Perp. The girl described it as a kid-friendly version of the dating app Tinder. Officers found their messages on her computer after her parents reported her missing. They later found her hiding in the bathroom in a room at the Elite Inn in the Moose-Up section of town.
People should withhold their judgments until Connor's had a chance to tell his side of the story. And when that happens, I believe people will see the case differently.
In the motel room, police also found cannabis gummy containers, sex toys, duct tape, and a Swiss Army knife. Tidd is facing several charges tonight, including kidnapping and sexual assault. He's free tonight on $500,000 bond. New at 10, that case in Plainfield has some parents concerned about the dangers that kids face on social media.
Yeah, this comes as Connecticut senators are pushing Congress to pass legislation to protect kids online. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner explains why what they're proposing, and how experts say you can protect your kids online. DeAndrea.
Well, Jen and Ben, the expert that I spoke with today tells me that it's never a bad time to have conversations with your children about the dangers of social media.
In today's world, social media has become an integral part of our daily lives. While it has its benefit, it also has a dark side.
We really have to be diligent in making sure that we know what our kids are doing and who they're potentially doing it with.
Experts say the Tidd case serves as a reminder for parents to talk to their kids about their online activity and consider implementing ground rules.
Have your students or have your children put their electronics down at the dinner table and let's start some conversations again like we used to.
And speaking of conversations, he says it's important to also discuss the dangers of social media.
We've got to have some hard discussions with our children, our students, about the dangers of being enticed at these type of websites and the people that are engaging in this activity on the websites.
Senator Chris Murphy is among those introducing legislation to ban all children under the age of 13 from using social media and requires children under 18 to have guardian permission to create an account.
I have also seen the immense damage that it does.
While Senator Richard Blumenthal's Kids Online Safety Act aims to put in place stricter settings on online sites used by minors.
This idea is not red or blue. It's not Republican or Democrat. There's no red or blue algorithm driving toxic content.
Politicians search for a way to make social media safer. McDonald's says the safety starts at home first. In the studio, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
DeAndrea, thank you. New details tonight as a jury convicts 4 Proud Boy members of sedition in the deadly January 6th Capitol insurrection. The men in the far-right group were also found guilty of conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. A 5th Proud Boys member was cleared of the sedition charge, but was convicted of other serious felonies. Prosecutors say the neo-fascist group viewed itself as the army of former President Donald Trump and were prepared for all-out war to stop Joe Biden from becoming president. Hundreds of messages in the lead-up to January 6th show the extremists pushing Trump's false claims that the 2020 election was stolen.
The Justice Department will do everything in its power to defend the American people and American democracy. Since the January 6th attack, the Justice Department has conducted one of the largest, most complex, and most resource-intensive investigations in our history.
The Proud Boys trial's the third seditious conspiracy case to go before a jury since the insurrection. The 4 men convicted of sedition face up to 20 years in prison.
And new at 10, the State House has passed a bill to approve up to 2 weeks of early voting across Connecticut. The final bill would allow 14 days of early voting for a general election, 7 days for August state primaries, as well as 4 days before special elections and presidential primaries. Democrats say they've taken up the most expansive option to give people choice and flexibility. Republicans say they're concerned about the bill.
I'm concerned that a bill was written and is hoisted upon us in the dark of night.
It's not often that you take a poll officially at the ballot box to know how the voters of Connecticut feel. We know, they've given us a charge, we're delivering.
Last year, 60% of voters supported amending the state constitution to allow for early voting. The bill now goes to the state Senate.